Hey, this is some guy named Chris, and on this episode, I want to talk about Copilot with Power Apps. We're just going to do a quick dive and see what kind of Power Apps can be made. Before we get started, I want to congratulate Vegas Golden Knights and specifically Phil Kessel. He is another world champ. Good t-shirt by Steel City t-shirts up in Pittsburgh. But now he's a three-time world champ. So congrats, Phil Kessel. But for the Power Apps, let's get started. We'll share out the screen and just ask it some simple questions. So if you are part of the preview and you have this enabled, you're going to get a screen that looks very similar to what you're seeing on mine. Let's build an app. So one of the things I'm going to ask it, and this is, again, we're just going to do one simple test. I am interested to see how other people have utilized this. So in the comments down below, leave a comment, leave something that you've done that's really worked for you. But let's please create an app that stores, I'm going to say what we use internally is something called traction. So there's an EOS methodology of using rocks and analyzing people. Someone asked for a little bit more complex than what we would normally do, but it's all in turn going to try to build an app. So please create an app that stores objective. Actually, let's just go EOS rocks, and let's say and along with a people analyzer to determine strengths and weaknesses. So I'm on purpose asking for two things. I want to see how this handles it. I have a database background, so when I'm doing these things for databases, especially any model-driven or even Canvas apps, anything where you're tying into Dataverse and a database, I start thinking data modeling. So what's the normalized approach? I might have a rock table, I may have an analyzer table, and in between I might have a people table so that I can link both without having to duplicate data. So with a people table, I would then store some additional information for that person, but it's not necessarily on the rock and it's not on the people, like the analyzer. It's stored individually. So what I've seen from working with this in the Copilot, and as you can see here, we have one table, EOS rocks. You go, okay. Instead of rocks, can they be objectives? Actually, let's go rocks and objectives. It would be the same thing, and we use objectives instead. See what happens. I do love how it puts in default data. So now it's been called EOS, went from EOS rocks to EOS objectives. And you list, I would say please, but objectives each person. You add an objective column. Interesting that it's invalid words. So overall, still what it's doing is, even if it's thinking, what I'm seeing here is one table that is containing at least the analyzer, because we've got the strengths and weaknesses. And if we look over here, we've got objectives. I unfortunately don't know what language this is. Probably use Google Translator at some point, but the objectives in English. Now, I'm also going to ask, once it's, hopefully it can change it to English. Okay, so good, developing a strategy, that's perfect. So one of the things I want to do is, can you create a separate the objectives and strengths and weaknesses into separate tables? The idea here is, can this build out a true data model, which is what you'd really want for your app? You don't want everything in one table, especially when they're independent. And what I'd love to have is load up an app and you go to one or two different locations. So here are the two tables. Now, maybe I'm confused here, but I'm only seeing one table. Okay. So created a new table. That's a good. So we have a user table, table properties. But here's the question, where did the other tables go? So if I create this app, which is just creating the app. And by the way, I asked for this in a different demo, practicing about creating two tables, and it literally said something went wrong, and gave me the GUID for the session ID. So I'm interested to see, because this thinks it created separate tables. And if we do have 3 full tables, this is maybe better than what I was expecting. Okay, so what it's looking like here is we just have user details. And if we look at our data, yeah, we have one table in here for user details. So based on just looking at that type of aspect, Copilot is strictly one table at this time. Doesn't mean it won't be improved. This is a preview. So hopefully what it can do is build out and I say improve, so that you can actually build more complex applications. If in fact someone's been able to do this and they can build separate and you can keep asking Copilot to do things, please post it below. Love to get it out there. I think this is still a great product. It's awesome that it can do this, gives you the demo data, etc. But to build true products and apps, it needs to be a little bit more advanced based on my thought. This has been some guy named Chris. Have a great one.